Hello and welcome to another reading journal flip through. I finally finished my 2025 spreads. I've made them in the same journal that I've made my 2024 reading journal. I've actually used this one since 2022 because I don't really use that much each year. So as you can see, these are the tabs for each year. Each year just takes a little bit, not a lot. So the cover page is this one. So I didn't really have a main theme in mind. I just knew that I wanted to make big numbers that look like they are dangling from the top of the page, and that's what I've done. And after I finished it, I knew that I wanted to make them in blue, and then it just came all together to be a winter theme. So as you can see, the paper is brown. In the beginning, it was this cream color, and then in the middle it has the brown paper. So it was a little bit tough to work with it, but I managed. So that's the cover page. That's blue paper, and yeah, that's the cover page. Coming up next is my bookshelf. I really went crazy with this one. I wanted to make it I wanted to be extremely different from the previous years, because in the previous years I've made floating shelves. Let me show you. So in 2024 I've made it like this with a big window. In 2023 it was something the same, yeah, also floating, some floating shelves, and in 2022 it was the same, here. So this was completely different from anything I've done before. Now the downside of this is that I needed to cut everything out. I drew the bookshelf, all of it, and then colored it in brown. And then this fireplace, I drew it in another piece of paper, in another white paper, and then cut it and stuck it here. This candle is the same, the feather, the vase, everything. Just even this frame is actually this frame is from a chocolate packaging that had this really lovely scenery, so I thought I could use it to make a picture frame. The next page is my reading tracker, where I every day I read. I'm going to color it in. I didn't read anything in January. I didn't read anything until now in February, so nothing's colored in. And my key, usually I make it colored. In 2024, this is how it looked in colors. Here was by genre. The two previous years were by format, so physical or audio or ebook or an ebook. Here I made it by genre, and each one is going to have a different design. And when I finish a book, I'm going to make a small triangle in the top, shade it in black. So yeah, this is how it looked. I tried to stick with the with the winter theme, but you'll see that it didn't really fit in all of it. I just went with a blue theme in the end. The next page is the challenge of A to Z, where every time I read a book, I'm going to write every time I read a book with a specific letter, I'm going to write it beside the letter. This white I've made it with a corrector, just if you're wondering, just with a plain corrector. I've shaded it in and then left it to dry and wrote on it the letters. Next page is my series tracker. Last year was the first year where I made a series tracker, but I've made it in the form of a table. So let me show you. But I didn't really read that much series. Well, every time I read a book from the series, I colored it in, but I didn't really read that much series, so in the end it ended up just using 4 rows. So here I decided to make it in this format, which I've actually seen a lot of people do, where you just write the title of the series and then draw boxes under to represent the number of books in the series. So these are the series that I want to read this year. Hopefully I read some of them. And yeah, I've made these doodles with corrector. These I brought these from a leaflet it was a skincare leaflet actually. Also this leaf, these are all stuck. I stuck them all. They're all from a leaflet, so just you can really use anything. The next one is my book log. Now this page, I really love the title, but the only downside, like the only thing that I wanted to make better was to stick like these two papers, the title, a little bit closer together, because I found that, like, this part is extreme, like very empty, but I've stuck them and couldn't go back. Anyway, this is my book log where I'm going to be writing the title of the book, author, when I started it, and when I ended it, how many pages it was, and my star rating. This is a page that I started also last year with this exact same format. I really loved it and it was really great, so I've made it this year. The next page is for my favorite quotes. I've also written this with a corrector and then outlined it with a black pen. It was really minimal because I wanted to have enough space to just write all the quotes, because usually the quotes I write are really long, so just to have enough space to write them. These are pieces from a book called Hard Bones by Colleen Hoover. I really didn't like the book at all, so I just take now pages from it and use in my journal. That next page is called A Year in Books. I kind of played with the title. It didn't really turn out as good as I imagined it, but I mean, it's obvious that it's a year in books. So this is just a table where for every month I'm going to write the number of books I read, the number of pages, and the star rating, how many books were 5 stars, 4 stars, 3, 2, and 1. The next one is a Dutch door that I made also last year, but it was in white paper. Like, I brought external paper and then stuck it in the journal. Let me show you really quick. Yes, here. As you can see, it's white paper. I didn't really think that it matched with the cream color, so this time I've made it with the same in the same journal, like with the paper of the journal. I just cut it out. So this the books read each month. For each month, I'm just going to write down what books I read. So for January, what books I read, February, and so on. So it's just 2 pages, like that. The next page is empty because I'm going to write in it my statistics for 2025. So how many books I read in total, how many pages I read in total, how many were physical, how many were ebooks, how many were fictional, how many non-fictional, and so on. So I just left it completely empty because I'm going to design it at the end of the year. Now the next page is the very last page in the spreads and in the brown paper. So this is a quote from Throne of Glass, told by Selena, which just says, "Libraries were full of ideas, perhaps the most dangerous and powerful of all weapons." I love the quote and I really love the design. This isn't really, like, not all my design. The calligraphy and how it's like ordered, how it's written, I got it from a picture from Chrome, and yeah, these are mine, like these little trinkets on the sides, and also I stuck a paper below it, the book paper. So yeah, that's the last page. That's the last page in my journal. The next pages are going to be my reviews of the books. Each book I'm going to dedicate a spread for it. This spread I'm going to write the compile system of rating books because I liked it. I just didn't design it. I'm going to design it later when I read my first book. I'm just going to show you how it's going to look because I'm going to make it like exactly like last year. It's going to look like this, just the rating system, and then compile with every letter and what it represents. And then each book you're going to rate it out of 10, the characters, atmosphere, writing, and so on. And then you're going to add them and divide them by 7. Then the score the outcome, the score you get for the book is going to be your rating. So yeah, it's going to look like this one, pretty close. I'm going to show you it in the very end of the year when I make my the next reading journal tour. Yeah. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you enjoyed looking at the spreads and found some inspiration for yours. So just a little something on the side. I finished the journal just a few days ago. I didn't read anything in January, so it's really normal to be busy. It's normal not to read anything, and it's normal to finish your journal late. And in this year, I didn't read anything until now, so it's really normal. It's really normal to be busy, not have time to read. So yeah, don't get too worked up, and hope you have a wonderful time.